It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Now, before Spotify, the music industry, they really faced a lot of roadblocks. You see, the illegal music, those platforms are really thriving. And the legal platforms, well, they weren't doing so well. And we kind of lacked and we wanted something so much more, so many more choices. And then in 2008, Spotify really rocked the industry. They combined the best of the illegal music with, I'll say, the music that was legal. And they changed forever the industry in terms of the music industry, right? Because we no longer had to worry about buying repetitive playlists. We had options. We'd have to go sneak and get the music. And as a result, their business just skyrocketed. What was Spotify's really secret sauce? What was the thing that made everything change? It was a sales strategy that was customer driven, customer focused, customers problem absolutely resolved. And today we enjoy music from all genres because of that. Here's my big takeaway for you as a CEO. As you go into the end of this month or where we are, what is your sales strategy that is customer focused that solves a big problem? And that one problem could really revolutionize or change your industry. Now, some people think, oh, well, Shay, I can't think of something that's going to revolutionize my industry. But no, what you can't think of is what's a problem that exists, that is persistent, that you are going to solve. And as a result of solving that, everyone's life is a whole lot better. You do that, and I promise you, you'll not only change your business, you'll skyrocket your revenue, but you have more impact in the world. You can do exactly what Spotify did to get revenue growth. Just be customer focused. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle, my favorite place to show up every single morning. You and I, we get together for a couple of reasons, and our number one reason to get together is because of this one mantra. Everyone repeat after me, please. Just repeat after me these words. If you can't be in sales, I'm sorry, where did it go? Come on. Sorry about that. I lost it, I think, just for another second, and I don't know where we're. Okay. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Repeat after me. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. We come together for three reasons: to learn, earn, and return. And every day, a CEO needs to look at their business and really say these three things. And I want you to repeat after me on all three of these. These are very important. They're our mantra. They're what we believe. And here it is. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients in order to get new and repeat clients to return. Learn, earn, and return. I think I'm with that. Now, what are our objectives when we show up here? Let's just do a repeat for some of you turning in. Number one is to do a daily check-in. Just look at our sales progress. That's the only reason you show up. You're here to take a look at your sales progress. What's working, what isn't working. Number two is roadblocks. What roadblocks are in front of us? And number three, and I think number three is one of the most important as well, is to get a deeper understanding of the 5 sales pillars. The 5 sales pillars are sales planning. That's important. Sales cycles. That's the revenue engine and how the money is coming in. Number 3 is sales positioning. What are we saying? How are we saying it? When are we saying it? How we position ourselves in the market and in the mind of our prospects. Number 4, sales indicators. We're going to go over that in a moment. We go over the CEO sales dashboard. And number 5, and super important, is a sales team that brings in the revenue for us. So we're going to get a deeper level of understanding. Those are 5 pillars that every CEO needs to understand, whether they're in sales or not in sales, by the way. And for all the folks who show up every day for the CEO Sales Huddle, thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button or share this message. Pay this message forward to another CEO to help them not only grow themselves individually, but grow their business. For all the new folks, let me give you a quick overview of the CEO Sales Huddle. Why do we get together? What is our primary focus? This is a place where CEOs come and they gather to sell more faster. Now, your business is already there. I get it. You're probably already profitable. I get it. You're probably already thriving. I understand that. But we all, at the end of the day, want to grow more. We want to sell more. We want to impact more. We want to do more, be more, have more, give more. And in many cases, we want to serve more. And in order to do that, we've got to sell faster. Now, why do we get together? And I want you to hear where my heart is here, because I get this in the inbox for those that DM me. Thank you so much. Is why. And there's 3 reasons. Jot these 3 things down in your notes. Sales growth. We just want to grow our sales week after week, day after day, month after month. Number 2, for accountability. We'll often do more for others than we'll just do for ourselves. And number 3 is the consistency. You know, the average CEO, I'll say probably most CEOs, didn't come from a sales background. So every morning there's a CEO sales huddle that's sitting here, right here, to be here with you to help you really grow your sales. Isn't that kind of cool? How long is it? 15 minutes. Now, sometimes we have what's called CEO overtime, where I may do a training segment, but 15 minutes, you can check in, you get in and out, and we have our number 1 outcome. And our number 1 outcome is $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. I want you to think for a moment. If you had an extra $25,000 going into your bank account, what would you do with the money? If you have an extra $5,000 every single month, over and beyond whatever you're generating today, that's going into your bank account, how would your life be different? What would you do with the money? What impact would you have in the world? That's the seriousness of the conversation we're having today. There is no barrier other than your commitment to show up for yourself and for your business. Now, if you can't tune in live, make sure you go back and watch the replay. You stay in the conversation. One of the top distinctions we teach is you stay in the conversation around sales. When you're in this conversation as a CEO, you're more likely to perform and do things that you ordinarily wouldn't do. And that's the power of just being in the conversation. Now, we do a segment here every single morning, every single day, called CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, this is a metrics review because we believe in one philosophy, and that is what gets measured gets managed. So we look at the 5 indicators that drive the whole sales process. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a team. Some of you are vice presidents. Some of you are managers. Some of you are supervisors. Some of you have a team of 5 or 6 people. Some of you're the number 1 salesperson. And if you are the number 1 salesperson, or you are the CEO that's wearing a whole lot of hats, many times when you're wearing a marketing hat and an administrative hat, an operations hat, and a CEO hat, and a chief financial officer hat, and a customer service relations hat, sales is not one of the hats that you focus on. So when you show up for the CEO Sales Huddle, you get to tune into the CEO dashboard. And in doing so, you get connected to these 5 pillars. Let me give you these 5 pillars that you can look at. Now, you can open up your CEO dashboard. It's an Excel sheet. If you don't have it, you can DM me, by the way. Just go over to Instagram and send me a DM. If you want to, if Facebook is your jam, you want to send me a message, Facebook, that's fine. Or LinkedIn, that's fine. But Instagram is my jam. So the CEO Sales Dashboard. Look at the top, and I think we're going to be showing this next week, I hope. At the top, you have leads. And I always like leads to be defined as you have a contact, a first name, last name, phone number, and email. And that is a lead. That means there's someone that you could contact. So if you're doing YouTube and someone likes your YouTube channel, is that a lead? Well, no, that's not a lead because you can't contact them. But if they happen to go to your website and they happen to get on your newsletter, then you now have the first name, last name, phone number, email. Okay, that's leads. Now, if you're an advanced student, then you have leads, and you might have underneath that engaged leads. Engaged leads means they've engaged your company in the last 30 days. And then underneath that, you might have a number of qualified leads. So just put the number that came in just yesterday. Number 2 are appointments. Now, nothing happens without an appointment. Put that down in your notes. That's a distinction. Nothing happens without an appointment. Now, you look at your calendar now and you say, how many appointments does my team or I have set for today? And then how many appointments do we have set for the rest of the week? Now, you can go back. Once you've done that, that's advanced. You put that number down. Put that number down right now. Doesn't matter the type of appointments. We're not going to get into that right now. Some of you have an appointment to close a deal. Some of you have an appointment to follow up. Some of you have an appointment to build relationships. Doesn't matter. Just put appointments. And then on the other side, underneath that box, put down appointments run. So there's appointment setting, that's one skill set, and there's appointment running, that's another skill set. And I want you to have that appointment running down to say, how many appointments did I run yesterday? How many appointments did my team run yesterday? That means they showed up. So sometimes I'll give you an example. I was chatting with someone recently and they were sharing with me that through this process, they're really excited. They set a lot of appointments, but a number of folks weren't showing up and they were showing up some late. And so we talked about some things they could do, not because of Shay Brown, but just because they were doing the metrics review on the CEO sales dashboard. Okay, now underneath that, there's offers. An offer means you made an offer. Now, I like underneath offers to get the revenue, right? So that's an offer for them to buy something. There could be an offer for them to collaborate. There could be an offer underneath there for you to speak on their program or for you to take the next step with them. So go ahead and put down offers. How many offers were made yesterday? Now, when you look at yesterday, look at the day before, because across the spreadsheet, you have 1 through 31. So when you're checking in on day 31, you can look at day 30 and day 29. You can start seeing a trend that's taking place. And then below that, deals. How many deals were closed yesterday? To sign the contract. The check came in the mail. You're billing a credit card. However, you're taking the money, deals, and then underneath that, repeat business. Now, this is something that we do. We just check in. This is just a quick check-in. This is not a beat me up session. This is not I did something wrong. This is not, oh, me. No, these are the numbers. And we'll talk about that at another time. But I just want to make sure we get that you check in with the CEO sales dashboard. If you do nothing else every single day, I want you to take 2 minutes, open up your CEO dashboard, and hopefully your assistant has put the numbers in. And if not, you put the numbers in, okay? And that's the most important, I believe, meeting you can have, is a meeting with yourself as the CEO looking at your dashboard. Now, we have a segment here where we celebrate the wins. We don't beat ourselves up. We don't just say, oh, we didn't do a good job. No, we ask ourselves a series of questions. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you really get what you focus on. So you celebrate wins. What are you most proud of? What was your biggest accomplishment? This is just yesterday. Now, we're not going back. We're just taking a look at yesterday. What are you most proud of? What was your biggest accomplishment? And what do you want to brag about today? It happened yesterday, but you're ready to brag about today. Seriously. And if it's nothing, say, well, I don't really have anything I want to brag about, but I do have some accomplishments. But no, dig deep. Maybe you just showed up for the CEO sales huddle. Brag about that. Yes, you're here. You showed up. Part of life is showing up. Maybe you're listening right now. You listen to the replay. You showed up. Brag about that. You're taking action. You're doing something. Okay. The next one is overcoming roadblocks. And, this is when we just acknowledge that everything out there is just not perfect. And you know what? That's okay. We can be with that. So what was your biggest roadblock yesterday? What's preventing you today from taking action? What's the one thing that you can do that only you can do, but if you did it, oh my goodness, would it move your life or business forward? And I'll be honest with you, yesterday we were sitting back and to make this CEO sales huddle more powerful, more persuasive, to help move you along and even add more value. We spent a lot of time going back and looking at the segments and looking at the run sheet and looking where I'm getting off track and then looking at where I can add my perspective, because I don't want to be in a box, right? So this is not something that's quote unquote scripted, but it has to be organized so that in 15 minutes you get exactly what you need before we get into overtime. So we have a segment called Learn, Earn, and Return. There's 5 sales pillars that every every CEO needs to know. There's sales planning, and we've been doing that for the last couple of days. We've been really in this whole planning mode, which I love doing. I think it's important. I'm going to do a quick review again today because it's just that important. And for some of you, that's the most important piece that you're going to get out of it. Number 2 is sales cycles. And so we understand the customer's journey along there. Where are they in the sales cycle, which is inside of our sales funnels? And there's probably multiple sales funnels going on at different times. And then there's sales positioning. That's our messaging, how we position ourselves in the industry, how we position ourselves with our pricing, how we position ourselves in the mind of the prospect. Then there's sales indicators, which are what are the metrics that drive the business. And then there's the sales team. The sales team obviously goes out and has to do the work. Yes, they have to do the work. I did say they have to do the work. Didn't I say that? Yes. And so as we look at that, and we step back, we're currently at the 15-minute mark. Isn't that kind of cool? Like, did it all in 15 minutes? Yes. I think this is the first time ever since we've been doing this. But we're working on making sure that I stay on track, that we get you in and out in 15 minutes. And then I'll do a CEO overtime, never to go over 15 minutes. You're welcome to hang out for the CEO overtime. I love the CEO overtime as well. And inside the CEO overtime, I just want to do a quick recap because we're at day 31 now. I mean, we're here, you're here, and we can look back over the last 31 days. We can see the revenue that came in over the last 30 days. We can see the number of customers that came in over the last 30 days. And maybe $100,000 a month is our must goal. Our stretch goal is $200,000. But boy, to get there takes some work. It's not going to be easy. So last week, we kind of went over part of our planning process that I love to do. And I think I'm going to make this on the sales sheet next time, make it a little easier for you guys. But we talk about some things we need to do. We need to focus on how many leads do we need this month and how many engaged leads. And then one area that was a little bit advanced, but I thought it was important for you, was really qualify leads. And if there's one gift, that you all could give me at the end of the day, it would be, how many qualified leads am I getting on a daily basis or am I speaking to? And I had a conversation just yesterday with someone. They're doing really well. They're running ads. Congratulations. And they're getting good results. And they wanted to know, what could I do to have more folks that come into my sales cycle? And I said, well, all the leads that are coming in that you're paying for, how many are qualified? And it's a fair question. I think it's a reasonable question at a reasonable time. And we determined that it was like 1 out of 10 leads that were coming in were qualified. That doesn't mean the ad wasn't working. It just means that when they coming through the process, they have an interest, want, or desire, and they have the funds and the need and are looking forward to doing it based on her qualifications. It's like 1 out of 10. Now, most people, 99% of the people wouldn't even know that number. And I wouldn't have thought about it other than we've been in the sales huddle. We were having a conversation. I keep bringing up qualified leads. And she was thinking about qualified leads and everything. And then we did a drill down just in her sales cycle with this one funnel and said 1 out of 10. And she says, well, I'll tell you what, I need to ramp up the amount of money I'm spending to get more leads in at one time. So you're getting 1 out of 10. You're like, well, if I'm spending $100 a day, if I spend $200 a day, here's the good news. You're going to get more than 2 out of 10. You might get 6 or 7 out of 10. So it's the speed, the market, right? It's speed. It's not about just the money. It's about the speed and the compounding effect that takes place. Why do I say that? Because as you're looking at your plan and you're someone that wants to get to $100,000 a month and you look at the leads, the engaged leads and the qualified leads, that might be an area you're stuck. Maybe it's just in the outreach strategy, nurturing folks who come in as a lead and the process they go through before they actually buy from you. And then maybe others are just about conversions. You just got to close the deal. Whatever it may be, this is a good time, a good space to slow down and then speed up. I'm going to recommend you do that. You slow down and then you speed up. Slow down means you look at your sales plan, you go back and look at your CEO sales dashboard, and you take some time to reflect so that tomorrow, starting off at the beginning of a brand new month, it's just a big, not only change for you mentally, because it's not about mindset. It's not about believing. It's not about kumbaya anymore. This is all about action, taking massive action in the right direction. You do that. Oh, and I promise you, not only will you be successful, but you're going to continue to do some amazing, incredible things. Close with this as we all repeat after me. I hope you all repeat after me. Let me see here. Go here. Learn, earn, and return. It's something that every day a CEO needs to look at their business and say these things. Number one, repeat after me. I have to learn something new. Repeat after me. In order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. Learn, earn, and return. Shay, what's the point you're trying to make? What do you try to drive home with the whole CEO sales huddle? I get sales growth, Shay. I get accountability. I get consistency. But if I had to boil it all down, and you said, Shay, give it to me in a sentence, I would say, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. No, that sounds kind of crude. It sounds kind of tough. But if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Here's the why. Here's the big aha. Because sales is the oxygen for every successful business in history. Without sales, there'll always be more money going out than there is coming in. So selling is really serious business. With that being said, thanks for joining the CEO Sales Huddle. You're amazing. You're incredible. And I look forward to seeing you at the next CEO Sales Huddle. God bless and keep doing God's work. We out.